It begins with a couch. Not just any couch, but the now iconic divan in Sigmund Freud's consulting room in Vienna. A quiet, velvet-covered place where patients would lie down and speak freely, letting their thoughts flow without censorship. In the dim-lit space filled with books, antiquities, and oriental rugs, the foundations of psychoanalysis were laid. It was here that the mysterious workings of the human mind, our dreams, desires, fears, and suppressed memories began to be explored with a kind of curiosity. Psychoanalysis is not merely a therapy or a school of psychology. It is a lens through which the human condition can be observed, understood, and even rewritten. In the late 19th century, as the world embraced the wonders of industrialization and science, a different kind of revolution was taking place, one that delved not into machines, but into the soul. Sigmund Freud, a neurologist by training, found himself grappling with patients whose ailments could not be explained by physical injury. These patients, like the famed Anna O, treated by Freud's colleague Joseph Breuer, showed signs of paralysis, memory loss, and blindness without any physiological cause. Freud realized that these symptoms were not of the body, but of the mind, and not the conscious mind, but an invisible realm buried deep within us, the unconscious. This was a daring proposition, that what we are unaware of might in fact control us. Imagine the human mind as an iceberg floating in the ocean. The visible tip above the water is our conscious awareness, our current thoughts and feelings. Just beneath the surface lies the preconscious, a repository of memories and knowledge we can recall when needed. But the vast, submerged part, larger and more powerful, is the unconscious. Here dwell our repressed desires, forgotten traumas, primitive instincts, and unresolved conflicts. Freud believed that this hidden mind exerts a powerful influence over our actions, a slip of the tongue, an inexplicable fear, a recurring dream. All, he said, could be clues to what lies beneath. Inside us, Freud saw not a single unified mind, but a drama unfolding among three competing forces. The id is the wild child, driven by pleasure, desire, and instincts. It wants satisfaction, and it wants it now. The superego, in contrast, is the moral overseer, shaped by parents, culture, and societal norms. It whispers of guilt and virtue. And caught in the middle is the ego, the mediator, trying to keep peace between impulse and conscience while navigating the reality of the external world. This internal dynamic is not always harmonious. Conflict is inevitable, and to protect us from psychological pain, the ego deploys its secret weapons, defense mechanisms. Whether it's repression, burying a memory, denial, refusing to accept reality, or projection, attributing our own flaws to others, these mental strategies allow us to survive but not necessarily thrive. To Freud, our early years were the crucible in which our personalities were forged. He charted a map of human development known as the psychosexual stages, each representing a zone of pleasure and potential conflict, from the oral comforts of infancy to the genital concerns of adolescence. If we become fixated at a stage due to unresolved issues, he warned, it could lead to problems in adulthood. Though controversial, this theory placed childhood experiences at the center of our psychological lives, a notion that modern psychology still upholds in various forms. A psychoanalytic session is unlike any ordinary conversation. The patient reclines on the couch while the analyst sits behind, mostly silent. There is no eye contact, no interruption. The patient speaks freely about dreams, memories, fantasies, and fleeting thoughts. This method, called free association, allows the unconscious to rise to the surface. Every word matters. A forgotten name, a repeated phrase, a disturbing dream, all become material for analysis. Freud believed that dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, full of latent content hidden beneath the symbolic surface. And then there is transference, when a patient begins to project emotions onto the therapist, often feelings tied to parents or significant figures from childhood. It is in these fragile, intense moments that deep insight can occur. Psychoanalysis did not stop evolving with Freud. Other brilliant minds took his ideas in new directions. Carl Jung, once Freud's heir apparent, envisioned a collective unconscious shared by all humans, filled with ancient archetypes like the hero, the shadow, and the mother. He spoke of individuation, a journey toward becoming whole. Alfred Adler emphasized social interest and the human drive to overcome inferiority. He saw personality not as a battlefield of instincts, but as a purposeful striving for success and belonging. Melanie Klein and the object relations theorists turned their gaze to the earliest bonds between infants and caregivers. They believed our adult relationships are shaped by how we internalize these first attachments. And then there was Jacques Lacan, the French psychoanalyst philosopher, who declared that the unconscious is structured like a language. His work, dense and poetic, wove psychoanalysis with linguistics, philosophy, and surrealism. Psychoanalysis has never lacked detractors. Some criticize its lack of scientific testability, calling its theories vague or unfalsifiable. Others find fault in its perceived obsession with sexuality or its exclusionary approach to women. Even its therapeutic methods, lengthy, costly, and interpretive, have been challenged by modern evidence-based treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Yet the criticisms themselves testify to the enormous footprint psychoanalysis has left behind. It cannot be ignored. It must be debated, engaged with, responded to. In the 21st century, psychoanalysis is not what it once was, but it is far from dead. Modern psychodynamic therapy, shorter and more focused, retains the core insight that unconscious forces and childhood experiences shape us. In literature departments, psychoanalytic criticism remains a powerful tool for interpreting texts. In cinema, the language of repression, symbolism, and dream logic still echoes Freud's shadow. And in our everyday language, when we speak of defense mechanisms, being in denial, or analyzing our dreams, we are invoking the legacy of psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis offers no quick fixes. It does not hand us easy answers. But what it does offer is profound, a way to look into the hidden chambers of our mind, to understand the strange and often contradictory motives that drive us. It invites us to become more aware, more honest, more whole. As Freud wrote, "Where it was, their ego shall be." That is the journey of psychoanalysis, not a cure, but a transformation.